Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Foreclosure Help 777, where we talk about everything foreclosure related. Today we're going to talk about my friend Tammy and her case in New Hampshire. If you go to Pacer, you can find her case online. There's her case number 124CV00160, and it's Tammy Lord versus PHH Mortgage Corporation. Okay, so you can see on the case history here, she filed her complaint against them in June of 2024, complaint, and then she filed a summons which got executed. Then they filed an answer to her complaint on July 2nd, 2024. Then she got an attorney to help her with her case. And you can see that was in July 23rd. A discovery plan was entered. And then the attorney wanted to amend the complaint and put it in a better format. And so that's what happened, where it says motion to amend. And then you can see there's a response to the motion, order on motion to amend, amended complaint filed on 10/9. Answer to amended complaint on 10/9. So let's take a look at a couple of things. Let's look at the amended complaint real quick, because the amended answer goes with the amended complaint. And some people have questions to me about how to read these things. So if you look, for instance, at the amended complaint, and you'll see there's numbers next to each thing. And this is the one the attorney did. And you can see that there's numbers next to everything. Okay, everything should be numbered like this. Even the introduction and the jurisdiction venue should all be numbered. Okay, so let's look at the amended answer real quick. Okay. The amended answer, basically, they even go through the jurisdiction and parties and everything as well and answer that. So if you ever have to answer a foreclosure complaint, for instance, if you're the defendant and you're answering a complaint, you got to make sure that you do it in the right format if you're answering. So you can see that this is the PHH Mortgage Corporation's answer to the first amended complaint, is the caption heading. And it goes through everything just like this. Parties, jurisdiction, they're not gonna argue about that. Obviously they're in the right jurisdiction. And then they'll always put in there the allegations in paragraph 5 of the amended complaint contain conclusions of law to which no response is required. To the extent a response is required, PHH admits that this court has subject matter jurisdiction over this action. So a lot of times they'll write stuff like that. So we go to the introduction section, which again is numbered. Number 7, PHH lacks sufficient knowledge or information to admit or deny the allegations in paragraph 7 of the complaint. Well, let's look at paragraph 7 of the complaint and see what we have with paragraph 7. Plaintiffs originally pro se filed this action June 3rd, 2024 in reaction to an online posted notice of foreclosure of their property scheduled for July 16, 2024. So that's what they are saying on their answer on number 7, that they lack sufficient knowledge or information to admit or deny. But you know that they know that that happened. So they actually are kind of like lying on that one. And then the next one, allegations in paragraph 8 of the amended complaint reference a written document, court pleading, which speaks for itself and to which no further response is required. To the extent a further response is required, it's denied. Number 9 is admitted. Okay, well, let's see what number 9 was. Got a number 9 on the amended complaint. After this suit was filed and the foreclosure was canceled and it has not been rescheduled to knowledge of plaintiffs. Okay, well. So you see how, they don't put the question with the answer, they only put the answer. So if you want to know what the question is, you're going to have to look at the amended complaint and read the number next to it to see what the question was. You see what I'm saying? So when you're going through these, this is what you do. You have them next to each other so you can know what they're admitting and what they're denying. And you can see 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 are all denials. So if you want to go to the amended complaint, go to those items, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. They're talking about the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, and that they don't have authority to foreclose. Those are what those questions are about. And then if you go back to the answers, you can see they're answering all these things as well. The number goes with the paragraph, so you have to kind of have them both side by side to understand what they're saying, you see. And then here's the amended complaint on number 14, for instance, says the averments of paragraph 1 through 13 are realleged and incorporated herein by reference. That should be on everybody's complaints, guys. And if you look on the amended answer on number 14, let's see. Well, you see here, facts common to all counts. It's kind of the same section. It says PHH repeats and incorporates by reference in its responses to paragraphs 1 through 16 of the amended complaint as if fully set forth herein. It's kind of the same thing, except it's saying the same thing, paragraphs 1 through 16, and they're on number 17. And if you can see, it's the same thing with this. Averments of paragraphs 1 through 13 are alleged incorporated herein by reference. That is something you guys need to remember to put on all of your complaints and all your answers. You have to put that line in there. If you're doing an answer to a foreclosure complaint, you'll need to put that next to each thing as well. And then it kind of goes through each thing in the amended complaint, and then you'll go down to cause of action, count 1, the FDCPA. You can see next to that it says PHH repeats and incorporates by reference in its responses to paragraphs 1 through 32 of the amended complaint as if fully set forth herein. And they're on number 33. You see that, guys? And if you look how they're writing their answers and you don't quite understand what they're saying, you just pop over to the actual amended complaint under, let's see, cause of action, count 1, FDCPA, and you'll see it's there. The questions, or the statements rather. The term debt collector, which is what they are. They're a debt collector. So we are giving them the definition of a debt collector under FDCPA in number 31. And you can see that they are saying, well, they didn't even say anything about number 31. They're just saying paragraph 34 of the amended complaint contains conclusions of law to which no response is required. To the extent a response is required, is denied. And the allegations, it's almost the same thing. They copy and paste a lot of this stuff. Allegations in paragraph 35 of the amended complaint reference written documents, monthly mortgage statements, which speak for themselves and to which no further response is required. To the extent further response is required, PHH denies any allegations inconsistent with these documents. Anyway, this is kind of going over what an answer looks like when you file a complaint and they file an answer. This is how you read it. You have to go back to the amended complaint and read what they're answering, because a lot of things are going to say denied. Denied. You're like, okay, well, number 64 and 65 is denied. What is that? So you go over here to number 64 and 65 and see what they denied. Okay, well, violations of New Hampshire Unfair Collection Practices Act. So they're denying that. Okay, guys, I'm just wanted to kind of go over this real quick. This isn't going to be too long of a video, but this is how you read an answer. If you filed a complaint and they filed an answer and you want to understand their answers, then you have to pull up your complaint and look at what they are referencing. And if you have to file a answer to a foreclosure complaint, you'll want to do the same thing. Prayer for relief. Can you believe it that the other side is asking for a prayer for relief? What does PHH Mortgage want? They want everything dismissed, of course. They want it all dismissed so they don't have to deal with it. But you know, they're going to have to come to some kind of arrangement with them for what they did. I guess we'll see what happens. If you guys have any questions or comments about this video, you can leave them in the comment section or send me an email to foreclosurehelp777@gmail.com. Okay guys, if anybody has any questions, again, just send me an email, and I hope everybody has a blessed day.